Reagan, he'd held himself together through a shitload of fuckery that would probably haunt him forever. They were like the Three Musketeers, inseparable and very much living all for one and one for all. When he got out of this medical nightmare, whenever that proved to be, Alex had decided that come hell or high water, the three of them would be together again. He had a huge spread of land in the Arizona desert where they could escape the fucking war and build a new life. Thanks to the military, they each had skills and talents that were unmatched and would be in high demand in the world of private security and counterintelligence. Might as well put what they'd learned to good use once they were all back in the civilian world. Nurse Blake gave him something that was supposed to look like a smile. She wasn't an idiot. No one who had to deal with the wounded coming back from the war zones was. She knew damn well that he relied on those letters to keep him sane almost more than he needed the endless parade of doctors and specialists who jigsaw puzzled his body back together. "Rest assured, Major. I will make sure you get your mail before the hour is out. You okay while I go check?" Alex nodded, even though the fucking morphine they pumped into him made the motion more of a wobble. "Thanks, Blake. If you weren't a butt-kicking army nurse who could crack my skull with one hand, I'd kiss your ugly ass." She laughed and patted him on the shoulder. "Said like a butt-fucking ugly Special Forces shithead. Hold that thought and I'll see what I can do." Chapter 1. There was no doubt about it. Meghan O'Brien loved sunshine. When the story of her life was written, surely there would be a notation about her love-hate affair with the sun. Being a fair-complexioned Irish beauty meant she'd learned to be clever about protecting her skin. Tilting her head skyward, Meghan felt a mass of auburn curls tumble down her back the same second the blazing sun lit up her face. Both sensations were delicious and made her sigh. As she stood there absorbing the invigorating energy, she closed her eyes and concentrated on her other senses. Pressed up against the side of an SUV, her butt was warmed from the heat of the desert southwest radiating off the vehicle. It was an oddly pleasant feeling that helped alleviate some of the tension in her back from long hours spent behind the wheel. There were muffled voices from the people in the roadside rest area where she'd stopped for a break. Kids laughing, parents yelling. The usual, she chuckled. There was even the low bark of a big dog and the dull rumble of an idling motorcycle. She clutched a very cold bottle of water in one hand, while the other rested on the door handle. Her inner teacher's voice fed fast facts into her thoughts, making Meghan grin. Vitamin D is primarily synthesized in skin exposure to UV light and is essential to healthy skin. The grin became a laugh. Some things would never change. Where a year ago she'd known exactly what she wanted to do and how she wanted to live her life, today she was in a curious limbo. At the age of 28, her resume was a study in perfection. Bachelor's degree in education followed by a master's in kinesiology. Every job known to mankind in those two fields, camp counselor, fitness trainer, motivational coach, gym teacher, licensed massage therapist. She was a respected member of the Belmont Circle School District faculty where she'd been assistant athletic director. Not bad for being a girl in a man's field. She was also loud and proud, a true Irish daughter of Boston, and was more than capable of taking care of herself. Having 3 brothers taught Meghan how to navigate the world of men. She was competitive by nature and didn't cry when she lost. With a straightforward take-no-shit attitude, her students liked her, and the parents and her fellow faculty members respected her. Life had been damn good. She had no complaints, and while the idea of finding a guy she could put her faith in, someone she could trust, was a shining ideal, she was content living alone as a successful professional. And then it happened. One day, one very ordinary day, she'd been nesting at home, cartons of takeout food on the table as she hunkered down with her Kindle to catch up on some reading when the phone rang and her entire life changed. Meghan, along with 5 colleagues from her school, had pooled their money and purchased lottery tickets that had incredibly won them a mega jackpot. That phone call had done more than change the direction of her life. With the staggering amount of money she suddenly had, the mortgages on her parents' and brothers' homes got paid off, and a sizable trust fund established for her nieces and nephews, ensuring that each of them would have the money for college when that time came. With the job market being such a tough place for educators, Meghan reluctantly stepped down from her position so someone else could have the chance to chase their dreams.